So once again, welcome in the IT session. So in the previous session, we had done the web-based application and kind of case studies on different topics, just like on the reservation system, the online shopping websites. So now it's time to understand the project management, which is an integral part of software engineering. So students, whenever we think about the software engineering, it is the phenomena or the concept which we use while developing a software. If I say to you that you have to develop a software, you have to create an app or you have to create a website, then what will be your process? Which step will you follow? So all these come under the category of software engineering. That means all the procedure, all the planning, all your step will be counted as the software engineering. So the ultimate goal is to provide a feasible software or the feasible web-based application to our customer, or we can say that to our end user. So, so far in our 11th curriculum, in our 12th curriculum, we had studied the programming languages and the coding. So these are nothing but how to create a software or apps. Okay. We know how to create a website by using the HTML and all the other scripting language. We know how to make a software by using the Java. As you know that we had created the several form, just like the simple calculator, simple age calculator, who can vote, who cannot vote, and etc. and etc. So have you pointed out one thing, that whenever we were inserting the data elements into a form, वो कहीं पर स्टोर नहीं हो रहा था. अगर मैं बात करूं, जब हमने कैलकुलेटर बनाया था, तो क्या जो आपने कैलकुलेटर बनाया था उसमें जब आप लोग अर्थमेटिक कैलकुलेशंस दे रहे थे, तो वो क्या कहीं पर स्टोर हो रहा था वो? और आंसर विल बी नो. क्या उसके बाद में उस प्रोसेस को, उसके बाद में उस रिस्पॉन्सेस को मैनिपुलेट कर सकता था? योर आंसर विल बी नो. तो यानी कि केवल प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजमेंट हमें ये सिखाता है, सॉफ्टवेयर इंजीनियरिंग हमें ये सिखाती है, केवल कोडिंग करना इज नॉट द पार्ट ऑफ सॉफ्टवेयर इंजीनियरिंग. यू कैन नॉट सेल योर प्रोडक्ट टू डायरेक्टली टू योर कस्टमर कि हाँ भाई ठीक है, हमारा प्रोग्राम रन हो चुका है, देन इट इज रेडी टू गो एंड नाउ वी कैन सेल इट. नो, this will not be the correct procedure to create a software. If you want to create a software, then you have to follow some standard, okay, some kind of predefined steps, you can say. So this is about this software engineering. So if we will talk about the project management is what? You are dealing with a small mini project, just like you will be working on web-based application development. So web-based application is not considered as a big problem, or you can say the very big project. So in this particular segment, we will understand how we can manage our project. If you are supposed to create or develop any kind of website, any kind of software, or any kind of applications. So now comes to the definition. Project management is the application of knowledge, skills, tools and techniques to project activities to meet project requirement. So our ultimate goal is to meet the project requirement, what the end user wants from us. We have to satisfy our end user, we have to satisfy our customer by using our knowledge, by using our skill, by using the software development tools or techniques or the logics, whatever you insert. So all this process will be considered as the complete project management. You know that every IT companies or every company hire the employees just not because on the basis of coding capabilities, just on the because of logical reasoning. Also they will look logical reasoning, they will ensure you that you can solve the problems. Okay, problem solving technique should be in your personality if you want to apply in any company, because customer will come with a problem, you have to solve it. If someone is starting his business, then he wants some desired facilities to his or her website. He has some other kind of specification that he wants. So you have to apply all your logic, all your techniques to fulfill his requirements. Getting my point? So project managers or the organization can divide projects into phases. Whenever the big projects are being created, they are not created with the help of only one or two, three members. it's a big team because we divide the project into the phases, the phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase A, B, C, and etc. Whatever the name you can give. So we divide the projects into phases to provide better management control with appropriate links to the ongoing operation of the performing organization. Have you ever heard about the beta version of any app or any website? Any one of you? Beta version. Have you ever heard about the alpha version? Okay, so I'm going to tell you that alpha and beta, or you can say the beta, are a kind of testing. So these are the testing in which alpha testing is what? When developer is testing his software. Supposingly, Kushagra is making a kind of software. Supposingly, he's making a software on library management. Then if he is checking all its facilities, all its configuration at his level, then it will be considered as the alpha testing. But now library management software is being published into the public purpose. Okay. And now still you want some changes, still you want some observation from the user, from the end user. So this will be considered as the beta testing or the beta testing. Beta testing is done under the user's environment. User's environment means it is running for the person purpose, but it is also under the maintenance. So this is the alpha and beta testing. Why I'm saying this alpha and beta testing to this project management? Because project management is the part of several kind of phases. We divide our problem into several phases. Just like Bharat will work on phase 1, he will only gather the information. Katyani will work on how what the Bharat has compiled. She will shortlist it, and so on. And Kushagra will do the coding part. Mehak will do the backend part. Purtika will work on designing part. So these are some kind of phases which we work while developing a software, developing a website, or you can say web apps. So now we will understand what is a software project. A software project is the complete procedure of software development from require gathering of testing and maintenance carried out according to the execution methodologies in a specified period of time to achieve intended software product. Mark my point, students. It is a complete procedure starting from requirement gathering. That means we will start developing our software by first requirement gathering. Then we will test it, then we will maintain it, and then we will just upload it or launch it into the user's environment. So it comprises the software requirement gathering to testing, then we maintain it also, and then we'll just upload, or you can say you will launch it into the user's environment. So here I have mentioned a kind of sketch diagram, or you can say a logical diagram, in which we see or we mention our scope in three categories. We look for time, we consider the cost, and we are assuring our quality also. So this is the area of concern on which we work while developing a software. We measure the specified time, because if someone is coming to us that please make a software for me, please make a web-based application, then we just give him or her a specified time that I will deliver to you up to this date. Okay, and we consider the cost also. How much cost it will take, how much you will take as a processing charge. So we will consider the cost also. And yes, the very obvious scope is quality. If we are not delivering the quality product, then no one will just give the other opportunity. So these are the area of concern we look for while developing a software. So software project management comprises following activities. It starts from project planning. Then we look for the scope management, how we are managing our software, and then the project estimation. How much time had it taken, or how much cost, कितना लगा, कितना cost हुआ, कितना इसने labor charges लगे हैं, कितने persons add हुए इसमें. So these are the three activities we look for while developing a software project. So web-based application development involves the process of developing web applications. A web application is a program that is stored on a remote server. Remote server means you know that one type of a server is local server and a type of server is remote server. Remote server on which there can be multiple, or you can say several kind of web-based application are stored and managed. Okay, so it is not similar as to local server. In remote server, there are multiples, lakhs, or you can say the millions of web applications, websites are being managed. So it is online and it is delivered over the internet through a web browser interface. You know that. Whenever you are accessing the web-based application, it runs on the web browser only. A web application may be of different kinds, like a quiz, a game, or a bill calculator. So I know that you have understood this point. So now some of the key characteristics of a project are as follows. So what are the characteristics? We will go through it. So first one is a project has a beginning and an end. The extent of the project is defined. It has boundaries. That means it has certain type of finite boundaries, we can say. It cannot be limitless. Okay, so we define our project that it will start from this phase and end will this from this phases. So it have a kind of boundary. Okay, so whenever you are designing any kind of software, any kind of website, so you have to mention the boundaries, or you can say when it will start, when it will end. So you have to mention it. A project requires finite resources that are required to complete the project. You have to mention which kind of resources you are going to use while developing the software. You have to specify it also. A project has a specific time frame. It has a definite beginning and end dates. Okay? So you have to mention the time. How much time will you take to develop a software? A project is complete when its end objectives are achieved. You will consider your project complete until and unless you have achieved all the objectives that your consumer want. Okay, so the objective is specific and identifiable. So these are some key characteristics of a project that everyone should keep in mind. Now we will understand a project essentials and tips. What are the project's essentials? How projects been developed? What are these steps? So a structured and simplified process is described for the development of web-based application. We follow a very structured and very simple process to develop a project. Okay, what are the phases? What are the process? We will look. So phases in web application project. The process of development of web-based application is broadly categorized in 4 phases. So we will follow only these 4 phases while developing any kind of web-based application. During the development process, one needs to follow the following 4 main phases of the development. So first one is requirement definition phase. Second is design phase. Third, implementation phase. And fourth is testing phase. So as the name suggests, you have to gather, you have to analyze the requirement first. You have to understand what your consumer wants from you. You have to make a DFD, that means the data flow diagram, and then you will design a draft indeed, that how your web-based application will look like and how it will work, the logical part, I can say. And then implementation phase, whatever you had just planned in design phase, you just going to implement it by using the coding. And then the very obvious, the very crucial part is testing phase. You test your product that it is just fulfilling the specification of our customer or not. So these are the phases, the important and the crucial phases. So first you need to just requirement definition, then you will go to the design, then you will imply your designing concept, and then you will test. So additionally, for all these phases are there. So we have seen that all the 4 important phases. So a project plan lists the activities that are required to be monitored during project execution. For each activity, information useful for its monitoring is defined like duration, costs, schedule, resource required, and risk involved. So we also care about the duration, we also care about the cost, schedule, resource required, and risk analysis while developing any kind of software or the web-based application. So now we will understand all these four phases in detail. So the very first is requirement definition phase. Requirement definition phase, as the name suggests, you will going to gather the information. So in this phase, we identify the problem statement. What is the problem for which the web application is to be developed? Identify the scope of the problem. The following issues need to be addressed in this phase. So we will look these points. First one is feasibility. Is the project is feasible or not? It is possible to do it or not? Can we complete it on our time or not? So we have to consider, we have to ask question from ourselves also and from the consumer also. So check whether the project is technically feasible or not. Is it possible to do it or not? Okay, sometime our desire are so beyond the level, so we cannot fulfill it, or the thing is that you are not able to do that thing. So these are the factors you need to consider while defining the requirement. So check whether the project is economical, feasible or not. Can you afford this project idea or not? You have to check it. If feasible, proceed further. Otherwise, there is no need to proceed with the project. If you think that you can do, you can make this, you can develop this web-based application, or you can say the software, then you please proceed. Otherwise, simply deny it. Otherwise, you will be just complexed too much, और आपकी जो गुडविल है वो भी अच्छी नहीं होती है फिर कि हाँ भाई आपने गिवन टाइम पे प्रोडक्ट बना के नहीं दिया, एज वेल एज और आपका प्रोडक्ट जो है वो सभी स्पेसिफिकेशंस को फुलफिल भी नहीं कर पा रहा था. देन इट कम्स टू द स्कोप. The focus is on what? The entire focus will be on what the application must do. क्या क्या एक ऐसे स्टेप्स अपने को फॉलो करने हैं जो कि हमारे सॉफ्टवेयर में होने ही चाहिए. All the activities, all the process need to be done so that so we can make our product into a deliverable product. Okay. So to define the scope of the application, compile a detailed list with a clear description of application feature. We will ask to our consumer that please, whatever you want, please mention into a detailed list. Establish the goals that the solution must achieve. Okay, you have to set the goals. Recognizing the limitations that are placed on the project. What are the limitations that you are thinking that can occur when you will design the software? So these are the important factor you need to consider while defining the problem, or you can say gathering the problem. Okay, I hope that you have understood this. Second is design phase. Once you have completed the information gathering, once you have defined your problem, once you understand that what I need to do is, now you will design it. The focus is on how the application is to be designed. So this consists the design of, you have to create a map of the web application site. The thing I said is DFD, data flow diagram. You have to specify how your data will travel into your software, how the data will manage, how the data will be updated, how the data will be inserted, deleted, and all that things. So it consists essential information about the structure of the site, the pages and the relationship between them, which pages are to be linked, which pages do not need to link, which page should be in the front, and which page should work as a backend. So you have to specify all that thing. This means you have to create a map. Thus, we have a map with pages and a path connecting them. Okay, so we have to simply implement the pages and follow the path to connect them. I hope that you have understood how you are going to deal with the design phase. You have to create a map, a logical map. Next, you will work on database. Yes, we have been working in database with the help of SQL. I have told you the DML, DCL, and the DDL commands. These are nothing but managing the database, how you manipulate your data, how you upgrade your data. So identify the database tables that will be required in the application. Which table will be required, you have to identify it. Decide the table structure. Table structure means what will be the data types, which attributes you are going to use, what will be the size of that column, which table you want to connect with to the another table. You have to specify the schemas also. So you have to decide the table structure while designing this. And then page structure, design the structure of page. Page means I hope that you have heard about the box model in HTML or CSS. You define that supposingly this is my front page of my website. So I will define that there will be my logo, there will be my header, and there will be my list in which I will include home, about us, contact, departments, and etc. This segment will cover my profile photo or whatever the wallpaper you want to put it, and the footer part, the body part. So you have to design the structure of a page. Okay. So these are the designing phase in which you are applying your logic while designing any kind of web-based application. After designing, now we will implement. Implement means now we will code. It creates backend, database, front end, and the connectivity between them. So what is front end and what is backend? You have to understand first. Everyone is using website. Everyone has used the website. Just like whenever you just explore any kind of website, so the screen, the first interface that comes on your screen is known as the front end. But when you fill the application form, when you upload any kind of photo, video, or any kind of PDF file, so then it gets stored in a database, the local server, or it may be the remote server. So how that data will be stored in the server, this is known as the backend. Or the entire thing that is displayed on your screen is known as the front end. Okay, the designing part, the attractive part, the beautiful part which you see on your screen is known as the front end, and whatever the data logics are being applied in on your website is known as the backend. Am I clear to everyone? So now we will understand first backend database. As I have told you in the SQL classes also, that the most high salary is being offered to any programmer is the database administrator, because they work on the backend database. Okay, why? Because it is very complex. You are dealing with the real data, you are dealing with the schemas, you are dealing with the tables. Okay, so that's why we have to consider the backend database first in the implementation phase. So create the database and write SQL code defining tables, attributes, relationship as per the requirement of the application. Then, now we will consider the front end. Develop the front end of the application as per the requirement. Now it shows your creativity level. Use the page structure which you have made in the design phase and the page layout we defined in the design phase to implement the front end code. We are considering the code again and again in the implementation phase, because implementation phase is nothing but doing the coding. That's it. So identify the inputs that are required to be taken from the user in front end of the application. Decide the kind of buttons we will provide to the user to minimize the user's typing effort, just like if you want to give the radio button, the check boxes, the list, and the combo box. So you have to decide what will going to be displayed in your website is known as the front end. Okay, now the very crucial part is the data connectivity. We have to connect this front end to this back end so they can work simultaneously. Establish the data connectivity between the front end interface and back end interface. Okay, so we have to connect all these interfaces. Students, you have made the programs into the Java GUI. Okay, so that was called the front end part only, because you were specifying the text boxes, the labels, the buttons, and you were applying the logics for that thing only. But your data wasn't uploaded or wasn't stored in any remote or local server. So if you are making a form and your data is getting stored in somewhere, some server, then it will be referred as the backend database. Okay. Now, the very last but not the least portion is the testing phase. Once you have created your software, once you have just done your coding part, now you have to test your product. Test the complete application, that means including the front end as well as the back end also, with multiple sample sets of data. You have to test it with the multiple sample sets of data. Okay, so you can assure that it will work on the different sets of data. Find all the application bugs and fix them. Whatever the bugs, whatever the errors, whatever the mishappening are being happened in your website or the software, you have to fix them. Test each page of the application and test each feature of the application, since fixing an error involves modifying the code. Because if we will fix the error, we have to modify the code. If we will modify the code, then it will reflect to entire project. So we have to very careful in this phase. Validate the modified code also. Okay, do not just consider the error. You have to recheck all the product. So after final validation, the application is ready for release. So this is how we have completed the project management in detail. This is how I have told you how to create a software, but also how to manage the software also. So I hope that you have enjoyed this session. So I think this is enough for today. Take care.